We're diving deep into a topic that sits right at the core of pipeline safety and operational reliability: engineering assessment reports, or EA reports. These reports are more than just regulatory checkboxes. They're the foundation of risk-informed decisions, especially for field operations teams charged with maintaining safe, continuous service across dynamic terrain and harsh operating conditions. Whether you're restarting a dormant line, transferring ownership, or preparing for CSA's S16662 compliance review, the EA report is the structured evidence that supports your decisions. And for field teams, it becomes a practical guide, pointing to over-life integrity threats and offering prioritized mitigation plans tailored to the real-world conditions they operate in every day. Because let's be honest, frontline field operators are the ones who live with these pipelines day in and day out. They're the ones watching for small leaks, odd pressures, or signs that something underground might not be quite right. But too often, they're left navigating unclear mitigation plans or generic recommendations that don't reflect their specific pipeline risks. That's what we're here to change. If you've ever built one of these reports manually, you know how slow and complex the process can be. Data is scattered across spreadsheets, PDFs, buried in inspection logs, or stored on someone's hard drive. Reconciling it all into a coherent, auditable assessment, that's time-consuming and frankly error-prone. Enter the TPA, EA Reporting Hub, a platform purpose-built to change all that. At the core of this system is TRIAGE by AbaData, Western Canada's most trusted hazard classification engine. TRIAGE doesn't guess. It draws from decades of incident data, terrain profiles, historical failures, and fluid system behaviors to generate regionally validated risk profiles. And that's a game changer for field operations. Why? Because it provides risk clarity at the locations that matter most: low points, risers, tie-ins, and transition zones. Instead of vague warnings, you get focused, data-backed insight into where to inspect, why to pig, and what type of mitigation is actually worth deploying. This kind of targeted guidance saves time in the field, helps optimize chemical programs, reduces non-productive pig runs, and ultimately extends asset life. But the real leap forward? AI-powered automation. The EA Reporting Hub is now integrated with a large language model trained on over 250 full-length, regulator-reviewed engineering assessment reports generated between 2015 and 2025. This AI model has absorbed the structure, language, and logic used by integrity professionals over a full decade. It understands how to write a CSA-compliant justification for non-routine reactivation, how to flag missing cathodic protection history, how to draft CMPs that reflect actual risk rather than boilerplate templates. And it does all of this while keeping the tone field-aware, technically accurate, and regulator-ready. For frontline teams and engineers, that means faster turnaround, weeks become days, less guesswork, you're not starting from scratch. Greater confidence, you've got consistency backed by hundreds of precedent cases. And for integrity leaders managing asset portfolios, the payoff scales. TRIAGE provides a uniform risk foundation across every report. That's consistency in planning, budgeting, and compliance response. No more chasing down one-off logic across scattered documents. This is personal for me. After 43 years in pipeline integrity, from metallurgy labs to field audits, risk modeling to corrosion investigations, I've seen what works and what breaks down in the real world. I've seen field ops teams do their best with limited data, generic mitigation plans, and a mountain of pressure to keep systems flowing. And that's why I built this platform, to serve those folks in the field, the people turning valves, watching pressures, running pigs, and walking the rights of way. My core motivation has always been this: to help field operators better understand the over-life integrity hazards of every pipeline they manage, and to equip them with smart, reliable, risk-optimized mitigation guidance. Because the corrosion doesn't care how good your spreadsheet is. Slugging, water dropout, pressure cycles, they all happen far from the boardroom. That's why this reporting hub was built, not just to save time, but to give field operations a smarter, clearer, faster way to assess risk and act on it. We've seen it firsthand. A non-routine reactivation of a line shut down since 2008. reevaluated for sweet service using historical corrosion risk and hydrotest history. A never-commissioned pipeline built in 2019, reassessed and approved for service in days thanks to preloaded QA data and TRIAGE's low baseline hazard classification. Two different stories, one unified AI-assisted workflow, and in both cases, field teams had what they needed to execute confidently. So if your job involves pipeline reactivation, license transfers, due diligence, or day-to-day field integrity, know this. The TPA EA Reporting Hub is built for you. It brings together credible regional data, AI-driven structure, and proven engineering logic, so your team can spend less time reporting and more time protecting. Thanks for listening.